Shelly and Fraser Pryce and her team are smart. Very, very smart. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, are you ready? Yep. Good to go. Any Caribbean person or Jamaican who grew with them granny must have heard the term, no make your right hand know where your left hand a do. Let me break that down for those of you who are not Jamaican and speak our language. You don't need to tell people your business. You do your plan, you execute. Now, Shelly and Fraser Pryce is the 5-time world champion over the 100 meters, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and the 3rd fastest woman all time over the 100 meters. Phenomenal achievements for such a young person at the age of 35. One of the questions that she's been asked repeatedly since she ran her personal best in the Diamond League last year in 2021 of 10.60 over the 100 meters is, are you going to at any point challenge Flojo's remarkable 100 meter 34-year-old world record of 10.49 seconds? We here at Peter Lloyd World believe that her approach and the approach of her team has been very, very clever, particularly in the 2022 season. In a recent interview with the Jamaica Observer, her coach, the remarkable Ronaldo Walcott, answered a few questions and discussed a few issues regarding Pryce and her fast times for the 2022 season over the 100 meters thus far. Now, Fraser Pryce just again lowered the world leading time for the 2022 season with 100 meters, running 10.62 most recently in Europe. So will she challenge for the world record? Her team, led by her coach, of course, Ronaldo Walcott, and herself, have never really stated the obvious. But what they're doing makes sense. They're saying, well, we're going to challenge the national record, which is a phenomenal, by the way, 10.54, the second fastest time ever run. Of course, this was done at the Prefontaine Classic by the remarkable Elaine Thompson-Herah. And we here at Peter Lloyd World believe that this is the right approach to attempting to break a world record. Fraser Pryce's 10.62 new world lead follows on another remarkable performance where she lowered her previous best for the 2022 season of 10.67 to a phenomenal 10.66. Another stellar performance by this remarkable athlete. This was her first outing since Eugene, where she won her 5th title and ran another 10.67 to win over the 100 meters. Now, this of course is my 2 cents. The reason why we say that herself and her team are very smart are these reasons. First up, one of the great business principles of great and successful companies is to undersell the product and over deliver to the client. Let me break that down. So if I say to you, I can cut your entire lawn, let's just say you live on an acre of land and I can cut your lawn in an hour, and I don't do it in 2 hours, you're going to be disappointed. But if I say to you, I can cut your lawn in 6 to 7 hours, and I do it within 2, you are going to consider me remarkable at my job, because what I did is I under promised and I over delivered. So if I'm going to attempt to break the world record, I am not going to tell anyone. I'm going to actually try to break the world record. Uh, so to make it more dramatic, I'm going to say I'm going to try to break the national record, which by the way is phenomenally fast, of 10.54. But it is still not the world record. If in the process of doing that I happen to break the world record or get really close to it, because let's admit it, there is not a lot of space between 10.49, the world record, the current world record, and Elaine Thompson-Herah's second fastest time of 10.54. It's really close. Mark you, the close is not as close as it appears, but what I'm saying is if she's able to get closer to that record and or break, she will have under promised. I'm breaking the national record, people. But if she breaks the world record, it's going to be, oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. Very basic business principle that works. The second reason is the psychological aspect of it. If the athlete gets up and says, yes, I'm going to break the world record, I'm going to break the world record, I'm going to break the world record, this creates a tremendous amount of stress for that athlete. I mean, I'm talking about you take on the weight and expectations of not just your nation, the island of Jamaica. And you know that Jamaicans, when it comes to track and field, are lovers, but we are a little bit spoiled. So our expectations are always exceedingly high. So to say you're going to break the world record is stressful within itself. It's tremendous stress. Not only that, but it's stressful to the athlete themselves on a personal level, because you know most people, by the way, when they break a world record, they didn't get up to say I'm going to break the world record. That does happen, but in most instances, the athlete is simply executing their best race, and it happens to break a world record. So it's less stress psychologically. Because A, you don't have the expectation of a nation for you to break a world record, and B, you don't have your personal expectations of breaking a record, and C, you don't have the media hounding you on a day-to-day basis. You said you're going to break the world record. When are you going to break it? 3, and here's another point. It gives you an opportunity to logically lower your times, to take your time. In other words, what she's been doing is she ran 10.67, 10.67, 10.70, 10.67, 10.67, 10.66, and then 10.62. Now, after the tremendous stress of the title in Eugene, of winning a 5th title, she is relaxed. Secondarily, she didn't have to go through all these rounds that she did in winning the title. So she has fresher legs when she goes out there. Remember, she's 35. But the most important thing about it is that she is now relaxed. So she's simply running for the joy of relaxing. And clearly they have a plan. So in this period of time, because she doesn't have to go through all these rounds, she's now able to consistently lower her times and get closer and closer towards that 10.49 world record. And I'm telling you, people, that's really what they're aiming for. They're not aiming to break the national record, which, by the way, would be phenomenal. But they're really aiming for that 10.49, but they're never going to say this to us. I mean, they might say it on the off chance, but if you put them into a situation, they're not going to commit, yes, we're going to break the world record. So these 3 reasons, I think, are the brilliant reasons why it's possible that she probably could. As I stated, in reverse order, they have time to slowly take the times down without any dramatic expectations. B, there's no psychological stress, the expectation of an entire nation, the whole world, as well as your own psychological stress of telling yourself, I need to break the world record. We saw this happen with Elaine Thompson-Herah this year in 2022 when she announced she was going to attempt to break the world record, and I thought immediately this was a bad idea. And as I stated earlier, undersell and over deliver. So you imagine if she says, well, I'm going to try and break the national record. If she gets closer, she happens to break the national record, it's going to be great. But if in the process she breaks that world record, it's going to be tremendous. 3 very simple points. And I'm telling you, this is a sign of strategic brilliance. This is one of the reasons why Shelly and Fraser Pryce is doing so well in 2022. Her team, including Walcott, they're brilliant. This is really smart people. These are very, very smart people. Shelly and Fraser Pryce has a great team of individuals around her. I'm not just saying she's not just having an amazing year, she has the right kind of people around her. So, this is why I say they're very, very smart. They're really aiming at the world record, but they're never ever going to say that really. Not really. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I could be completely incorrect and blowing smoke. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that that's what they're doing? Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Remember, you are royals. Act accordingly. Kings and queens. Bless up!